Hey everybody, thank you for joining me on this new video. In today's video, we're going to discuss what happens to your brain when it is introduced to pornography.
That if your brain learns to be aroused by watching other people have sex, it is not necessarily going to carry over to the ability to get aroused when you're one-on-one with somebody else, right?
I felt like I had jumped into the wrong industry. Part of the reason I went in, I remember seeing something on like the E! True Hollywood story with one of the most famous porn stars, and it was really glamorized. Like that's what they put out to the media, right? It's glamorous. These women are living their best lives, making all this money and driving the nicest car, all these things.
But what you might not know is that it damages your brain. It decreases functioning in the frontal lobe and it desensitizes the reward center. You know what that means? You can't think. You have increased mental health issues like anxiety and depression and erectile dysfunction.
Now, I believe pornography is a serious issue in our country that's affecting our young boys and men. Even they're not talking about this, but it is a serious issue that's affecting our younger generation. Now, first of all, your brain releases dopamine, which when you are watching the act of sex on a screen, you're releasing dopamine. And this has some biological effects to it, okay? The dopamine release can lead to compulsive behavior. Now, compulsive behavior is when you are addicted to something. And it's a habit, and it's becoming too much of your life. And all this time, you've just want to look at it. Like the bad habits of anti-socialing and masturbation. Now, it's a serious issue, I believe, in our country, and not every man are talking about this, but it is a serious issue, and us as men, we need to talk about this. The adult film industry is a $1 billion making industry, and it makes its money for the act of sex on camera, which it is not real. Ladies and gentlemen, the act they're doing on camera, it is not real. Now, young boys growing up, they seeing this, they think it's real. It is not. It is just an act on camera. Now, as you can see, all around our country, there's a lot of rapes going on, rape cases, abuse. Now, this pornography is a leading cause to that issue. It's not good for you. That will lead you to compulsive behaviors. Like I stated already, anti-socialing, you won't have any energy to go out and see your friend. You'll lead, when you watch pornography, that will lead into masturbation. And if you're a religious person, you'll feel shy to go to church, and you'll feel that you are sinning. And in reality, it is a sexual immorality that you're doing, and it is a sin. And one of the effects that has on your brain is that you'll see women not as a person that you love, caring, give compassion, but as a sex object, which is really, really dangerous. As for young Papua New Guineans, they don't see women as a person with emotion that you'll give compassion and talk to. But if you watch too much pornography, you see them as a sex object, which leads your brain to all sorts of imagination things which are not good for your mental health. And onto a biblical point of view, it will lead you away from the presence of God. And you will feel ashamed of going in His presence, even repenting. Now, for Papua New Guineans out there, especially the young boys and the young men, we have to talk about this. We have to educate our young brothers, our young sons that are growing up, our friends, encourage them. Don't look at pornography. It is one of the devil's spears. And research has been done already. The brain goes into dopamine depletion. Now, what that means is when you release too much dopamine and serotonin, which are chemicals in your brain when you are aroused, and you feel that you want to see it more again, but you won't get satisfied. Now, for thousands of years, the human brain hasn't had the ability to see beautiful women, thousands of beautiful women, just by the click of the button in a short space of time. Thousands of years, in the ancient times, they see beautiful women like maybe 2-3 times once in a life. But here in this ancient time, it is really, everything is out there. On a moral point of view, you won't see woman as a caring, loving, compassionate being, but as a sex object, which is totally wrong and immoral. On a biblical point of view, you can see that the devil is really cunning. You go on TikTok, you see people, ladies, shaking their ass. In music videos, you see ladies dressing provocatively. This world has come to a stage where everything is just out there. The good, the bad, everything is just out there. And it's up to you again, as a being, to be disciplined, to live the right way in your life. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we haven't gone deep in this subject, but we've just touched on some basic points that the effects of pornography has on the mind of people around the world. And as you go on YouTube and you search about this, there's a lot of stories out there that talks about the effects of pornography in the lives of people, and the people that are in the industry itself, they don't want to be in the industry. They just do it because of some of their issues. They want to pay their bills. Some has when they're growing up, they had some abuse in their family, and they just live their life. But as they live their life along the way, they realize they don't want to be in that industry. And I can say today, and people in churches in Papua New Guinea are held down by this compulsive behavior of looking at pornography. And the effects it has on people's brains, it has a long list. It has an effect in your brain. Now you can see around the country, there's a lot of rape and a lot of things that are going on. This is probably one of the things that is pushing those issues in our country. Well, thank you for listening to some of the points that I raised in this video. We haven't gone into depth, but if you want me to talk about more in depth to this topic, please leave a comment and let me know. And until next time, see you again.